folks, this is Monday morning. I'm going to be using Wickham's soap, Super Smooth Club Cola. They moved on to the 1912 series. Definitely a very nice scent. They've got the same scent in the 1912 also. Just spot on the scent, just really nice. Excuse me. Got the alum block complete with rubber band. Sterling's Witch Hazel with menthol unscented. Alpha 378. And shaver of the day is going to be Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. This is open comb slant Bakelite. It does have an overhang, and you can see how much blade exposure there is there. Got a short handle there. I got the Wilkinson sword Gillette blade in there. We're going to give it a try today. Got it all whipped up right here in the bowl here. It's got grooves in the bottom. It's a fairly small bowl. And this is a Century brush here. Still got the original knot. This is one that I got in a box also. Original. Quite proud of it. It's a pretty nice brush. Get a vintage one like that. I'm going to use the Cube Preshave this morning. This shaver is a very efficient one. There is, when I put the blade in, there is no wiggle room. In other words, there's no play in it, room for adjustment or anything of the sort, so what you see is what you get. It is getting smaller, but it's still a good chunk of Preshave soap. There is not much stubble on there either after shaving with the R41 yesterday. There's some there, but it's not much. It's not much. We'll see how it goes after the first pass. I might just do a 2-pass shave today. First time I've done one of those with the DE in a good long while. You can smell the Club Cola right off of the brush. I was, I guess you might say, consider myself fortunate, because by the time I found Wickham soap and the Super Smooth, they were discontinuing it, of course, and I think these were the last two scents they even had available. This one here, the Club Cola, and South Sea Spray. It's only two of the Super Smooths that I got. Really like them. Wish I'd found them sooner. Not saying that 1912 is a bad soap either. I got some of that too. It's pretty good. Here we go with the first pass. There is just a little bit of a feedback to it. I have I think I have shaved with this blade once before. I think it's only been once. There is a difference in between shaving with this and a R41. I would say the R41, there's not near as much blade feel. Not near as much. There's quite a bit with this shaver. Would say I would not recommend this for somebody just starting out. I would say with the blade feel that might kind of scare them off, because there's quite a bit with this shaver. What I will say at the end of the shave, you're not going to have much left over for a pickup pass. This is a very efficient shaver. Got a couple of more shaves planned with the open comb. I mentioned them in a previous video. I think at the tail end of this series, if you will, I'll get the Mercury Bakelite out. I think it's a model 45. I'll have to look it up because you usually don't see the model number with that one there. You see that it's a Bakelite, and that's about all that's usually mentioned with it. I'll try to find that model number. I think it's a 45. Excuse me. And shave with it, even though it's would not consider an aggressive shaver, but it is a Bakelite. It's a lightweight, and for me it's a bit of a challenge to shave with one of those. And just like this one here, if your technique is off, it's going to let you know. It's a very efficient shaver. There's not a whole lot left. Matter of fact, I'm going to try the across the green pass, and I'll see what I've got left after that, whether I need to go with it against the green pass or not. Sure does smell good. It's been a while since I used Alpha 378. I thought it might be due. I really don't have an aftershave to go with a Club Cola, unless you want to use something off of the Clubman, you know, whiskey or something of the sort. Gent's gin, something like that. Alright, we're going to cross the grain now. That's one thing I did like about, or do like about, Wickham Super Smooth. It's pretty slick soap. First time I tried it, I was just really surprised. Really like the scent of the Club Cola. It's really hard not to call it Club Soda. Like I said, there is not a lot of wiggle room in this particular one that I've got. So the tolerances are pretty darn tight. I do like the color. It comes in black and white and this oxblood red. I like this color. I think it's fitting for this kind of shaver. Really think that this would be only for an experienced shaver. There's not much left. Maybe I might do a pickup pass, maybe. When I say pickup pass, in other words, there's not much. Right back there is a normal spot. I say if you catch it at an angle, right through there, that's it. There's nothing left. Last time I remember shaving with this, it was such an efficient shaver. I thought, man, I could really do with just probably 2 passes. The more I got to thinking about the shave, very close shave. This would be a good one if you're quote-unquote in a hurry. Get in a quick 2-pass shave before you go to work, because there is just not much left. I mean, there's just a tiny bit, but I can say not worth the effort to go after it. I already got a pretty comfortable shave. Definitely you could hear some of that feedback. It's kind of typical for some reason. Right in there I get some stinging for some reason. Still haven't been able to put my finger on what's reason, just a little spot right there. Every so often it'll sting in the same place, regardless what the shaver is. Just a little bit of stinging, not a whole lot. We'll say that it'll get calmed down with the sun-scented mentholated witch hazel. Good stuff here. Sure, I'm glad I got the mentholated version. If you haven't seen this before, that's what the opening looks like. The cap there. I'll show this soothing cream, if you will, again here in a moment. In case you missed it on the last video, definitely should mention it with this mentholated witch hazel. Is the Lucky Tiger Vanishing Cream, 12 ounces. Show you what it looks like there on the inside. A little bit does go a long ways, and it doesn't leave a greasy film, oily, or anything like that. It kind of, I guess you might say, takes the shine off the face, or your head, if you're a head shaver. It is lightly mentholated. It's not, this one here is just like, wow. It's not quite like that. It's not overwhelming. And right now my eyes, you can kind of, I can feel it around my eyes. This is not quite like that. This is, like I say, lightly mentholated, but does wonders for your face, calming it down if you had a rough shave, or maybe you just got some irritation, whatever the case might be. But it's pretty decent stuff. I use it from time to time, especially on my head. When it starts to get dry, it does wonders for it. Has a nice cooling effect. That's what I really like about it too. I'm going to go ahead and get started with the Alpha 378. Took me a little while to find this one. I've seen it in a few shave of the days, and the that's what the opening looks like there. Found it on eBay at a more reasonable price, I guess you might say. Going to be smelling good, that's for sure. That bottle is a little bit smaller than your typical, what, 3.4, 3.5 ounce bottle. If I remember right, I'm trying to remember for sure. I think it's 1.7 milliliters, I think. No, 50. Take that back, 50 milliliters. I can't remember what that, I think that might be the 1.5 or 1 3/4 on the ounces. Not very good at that conversion. But I did read it through on the back side. It does say 50 milliliters. In other words, this is not your typical size container there of aftershave. Feels really good though. See, look at that. Under 15 minutes. Very efficient shaver. I'm good to go. I'm ready to go for the day. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe and smooth shaves to you.